And then you're going to tell me who out there might want to buy it.
Sir, the high-end community is...
The
high-end community is... It's a tight-knit... The high-end community is a very tight-knit... I cannot possibly betray the confidentiality of my buyers.
Okay. Hi guys, welcome to this episode of Trip Around the Multiverse. I am the sentient alien android who, once he saw the internet, decided humanity had to perish. CY Chan.
Don't blame him. I am the real Mandarin Carl Charles. God.
Well, he's not actually in this episode. No, he is. He is. Sorry, yeah. Okay, so what we're doing is having a look. Well, this is the look at really cool moments we found in the phase 2 of the MCU.
Yeah.
So this will be from Iron Man 3 to Ant-Man.
Yeah, 6 films. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I know we spoke about Iron Man. So I found the Iron Man films to be better as they went along. Now I don't necessarily mean better in story, but they were definitely more entertaining to me. Yeah, they're more fun. I think they got more bombastic. That's what it is.
Yeah, they did.
I did really like the end fight here, where it was all the Iron Man suits versus the extremist soldiers.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
I did find that killing Ulrich was a bit. Where did he come up with them skills to basically ping pong Sonic Speedball against Tony Stark during the end fight?
Yeah.
Fair enough if he's agile or whatever, right? But there was no display of that whatsoever. I didn't say that extremists enhance you to... Fair enough if it makes you stronger, more durable, like, to... I want to say necessarily like a walking tank, right? But the skills he was showing was, like, next level.
Yeah, it's like, dude's been training before this to... Yeah, it didn't really... Like, again, I'd just take things what they are when it comes to these films, but... Yeah... I don't really like Iron Man 3, if I'm honest. I like it up to a certain point, and then it falls off the tracks for me. But there is cool moments. Like, one of my moments I like in that film is when he saves all the people on Air Force One. I like that moment where he's like, okay, if we're going to play...
No, go on.
And he catches all of them on the way down. I thought that bit's pretty cool. And then when the Mach 42, is it Mach 42?
Was it 43?
43, that sounds about right. When he flies off, says thank you, and he gets hit by the bus.
Yeah,
I found that funny. I was like, oh, that's a real cool moment. And
but what was real cool about that, actually, because it actually builds up. I was going to say that, and it builds upon how. So the Mark 43 from the beginning of the movie, when he's trying it on, okay?
Yeah.
And he knocks them all over the place, and the final part smacks them on the back of the head, and it all shatters, right? Yeah. Not all shatters, but all the things fall apart.
Yeah.
And then, like you're saying, it does the rescue for the soldier, the Air Force One people, and then it gets smashed by the truck.
Yeah.
And there was another one where he was trying to get it to save him from killing Ultrich's dungeon or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was locked in the shell.
Yeah, that was
locked in. Yeah. But the payoff was right at the end.
Yeah.
Where he's fine killing Ulrich in his different armors, and killing Ulrich is just tearing them apart.
Yeah.
And then the final armor left to save him is the Mark 43 inbound coming, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, yes, I'm gonna finish the fight for good, right? It flies over to him, the foot catches on a pipe, it just smashes into the ground. They're just like, whatever. It's like, but then what it is obviously as it fell apart, obviously, Ultron is like, come on now, I'm finishing you for good, man.
Yeah.
Tony Stark does the thing, does the motion for the suit to get on Ulrich, and then tells him to blow apart.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes. It was a nice setup and payoff for what they did with that armor.
Yeah. Besides that, I can't think of any.
What did you think of? Some people would have enjoyed seeing the US president in the Iron Patriot armor, but I think for us non-Americans, it's like,
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I suppose it could be cool, but it's just a thing.
Yeah. It's like,
So I have to say, the I mean, it was like, okay, fair enough, this makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, congratulations, yeah, USA, because we ain't from the USA.
No, it's sort of like, do you want a pat on your back from that? I'm not really bothered by this. But sure.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I did like how it showed how Rhodes was able to do stuff without the armor, and then Tony Stark without the armor is kind of like he came up with his gadgets and stuff like that. Yeah. But outside of the armor, he's not really
that great. He's like a normal man, which he is. He's a normal man. Right?
But the fact that they show it is a good thing. Yeah. As well.
And they show that Rhodey's actually like military trained and sort of can survive without. Yeah.
I do like I like the thing I like about the Iron Man films is the dialogue, the delivery and the character. Also, I like that they show the PTSD from like most of the movies, go to movie, whatever happens, and they just shrug it off.
Yeah.
Here something happened, like he nearly died in Avengers, and then he's like PTSD, the Iron Man armor, whatever. And I didn't mind the Mandarin reveal here because they couldn't really. Not they couldn't have done it another way, but they were like, well, it's a kind of a racist character. So how do we do it? We don't. That's the best way. Like, okay, fair enough. I don't know how much I like killing Ultron being the Mandarin or fake Mandarin or whatever. Oh, yeah. They built the lady to be, but kind of then I think they were saying behind the scenes, it was going to be her.
It was going to be her. And then apparently, according to people that know how to make money, apparently, that boys won't buy a figure of a woman, so we can't have our main bad guy be a woman.
Yeah, but I think also there's something else. Like, I mean, not saying it was true or not, but can you have Iron Man beat up a woman?
Well, you could if she was in if they kind of retooled it.
Yeah.
And either she got the extremists and she was doing everything.
Oh no, of course. You couldn't just willy-nilly beat up a normal woman. No, I'm saying she would have to have something, and then she would have to be really, really a terrible person.
Yeah, it could have worked. But
I think they could have done it, but I think there was the too early days where they're like,
they don't take risks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's why it took 10 years for Black Widow to get a film, but
exactly. So that was nice from that. Moving on to Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah,
I like the final battle in this as well. Because it was different. It was fun. It was kind of a bit silly as well. Because when they hitting each other with and they got the teleporters knocking them around in different places.
Yeah,
it made use of what was there for the story.
Yeah.
And Mjolnir was just kind of in the fight, but out of the fight.
Yeah, because I like that. Because the teleporting thing. So Mjolnir was flying one way, and then because Thor ends up away, it's to turn around and go. I thought that was pretty cool.
Quite inventive, actually.
Yeah.
And it wasn't brute strength that won the day. It was like, intellect.
Yeah.
And how Thor's Thor's supporting cast.
Yeah.
Also used the teleports to help them as well.
Yeah.
It wasn't just they decided to sit on the bench for the final act and go, yo, we're just going to watch you fight this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll stand by.
Yeah.
It's going to sound really weird.
Yeah.
One of my favourite cool moments was Thor's mother's death and then what it does to Loki.
Yeah.
I like that whole bit where he pretends no, I'm fine, it's okay. Then the illusion goes away and just he's wrecked the whole room out of sadness but
the splice thing is actually his fault as well.
Yeah. And when you look at it, that was his sort of face turn through. Now to
it's like God of Mischief, except they went too far. My spite for everyone just actually spited me.
Yeah. Yeah. The only person that actually cared about me. Besides my brother.
There was I like the fight with what's his name? That guy. The guy who beat up Thor.
Yeah.
That was a good one-sided fight, even though somehow you gotta think, right, okay, look at it this way, right? How powerful must this be? He's an augmented elf, right? Because he's but how powerful must he be? He beat up Thor worse than the Hulk.
Yeah.
Did.
Yeah.
Probably the most between this guy and Thanos for being the most powerful.
Yeah.
And honest, without the Infinity Stones, how powerful is he? We don't actually know.
Yeah, we never know.
And would you argue they used the Infinity Stones to beat up Hulk or not? Right? I will say he didn't, but you know.
I don't know. He had the gauntlet on, so I think
he had it on. Didn't mean he activated it, right?
I don't know. Could have. He
didn't see it power up, but in either case, Thor took a beating.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like a completely one-sided fight, actually.
Yeah, it was.
But it was like, enough to survive kind of fight. I mean, but it did put up Thor on the back foot after it's like he had this rage out moment. And then it's like, yeah, but you just basically got yourself into a bit of trouble. But you tried to stop your dad from raging out, right? But acting on his anger. You had the plan, but except that your plan wasn't enough. You didn't realize your plan wasn't enough.
No.
Yeah.
What was there's another cool their escape from Asgard to get to that portal was pretty
It was pretty neat. It was pretty neat. It was like brotherly bonding at the same time. It's like, well, can I actually legit trust this guy?
Yeah.
Even though he's got the same agenda. Actually, no, a bit before that was really cool, where where Loki was turning into people to taunt Thor.
Oh yeah.
just for the jokes. It wasn't even for anything other than just to troll him, really. Because so the Captain America bit, was spot on. Yeah. So have you seen the alternate scene in case they couldn't get Chris Evans in?
No. Oh, where he was in the Captain America uniform, innit?
Yeah. So he acted. I think they probably filmed him doing it first because they had him on, and then when they could get Chris Evans to do it, they just did it because they act exactly the same doing the stuff.
Oh.
It's like they got Loki, they got Tom Hiddleston to play it, and then they got Chris Evans to play it as him.
Yeah, it was uncanny. It's pretty cool. Yeah, you know what? People dump on this film, and I think I might have said this film is not that good, but no, I actually do like Dark World. It's good.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. I wouldn't say it advances Thor's character or whatever, right? But it's a fun adventure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather watch Dark World over Thor 1, but I think it's because it got started and it gets going, and it don't really kind of you don't need to build anything.
No, and more of the supporting cast get stuff to do in this one than the other one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, cool.
What's the next film? Oh, wait on. Yeah, Captain America: Winter Soldier.
Yeah. This film, the best moment is the whole film.
Yeah.
This is like my favorite MCU film, if I'm honest.
So here's the thing, right? As a proper standalone film, it's really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I think most of these films are developed so they can kind of be standalone.
Yeah.
But this actually, when you look at it, fills you in on the entire backstory of everyone there. So, he does his mission, right?
Yeah.
Which is really cool on the boat. And you got to think, Backtrack, you're a Joker, right?
Yeah.
You got an ego. Yeah.
Yep.
This guy's fought off alien Avengers to fight in World War II against the Red Skull, right? There's history with this Captain America geezer.
He survived even being frozen.
Yeah. And you're like, yo,
dude.
I'm a normal human, yeah?
Yeah.
I want to fight you. And I'm like, Backtrack, you're the man, except that it's going to be your downfall.
Yeah.
What makes you think you can defeat a super soldier?
It's like one of my favourite quotes from a comic book film.
Yeah.
Some mother effer's always trying to ice it uphill. This is what he's doing. Like,
to be fair, he didn't know the extent of Captain America's abilities, right? But I gotta give it to Backtrack for actually just going, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it for the jokes.
Yeah, it's like, it's a cool story to tell because he's not gonna kill me. So
Yeah. The boat sequence is really cool. Like it was kind of stealth, Metal Gear Solid 2-ish.
Yeah.
Action version. So after the boat, they then go to the Smithsonian. No, first they introduce the Falcon, randomly running around
That's cool
at 5 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
But it all pays off later on, right?
Yeah.
Then they go to the Smithsonian to recap Captain America's history for the people that might have not seen the first movies as well. So I'm like, that's actually really neat. It's filling in back. It's giving you the action beat, introducing the character as Super Soldier when he's running faster than the normal man Falcon, right? Sam Wilson. Then he shows you actually of what he's capable of doing. Then it's like introducing the characters that are going to be in the story. So that's well set up.
Yeah.
If you break it down just as a bit story, like a storytelling thing,
yeah, it's the best one. What's her name? Black Widow gets her little moments as well.
Yeah. Obviously, but she's built up just to be beat up. Not in a bad way. It's just like you have to show the Winter Soldier, right? When he's there, when his music plays, he's like the Terminator.
Yeah.
He comes in, he just wipes out people, and then just walks away.
Yeah.
And every time he comes in to do something, right, no matter who's there, he's always the viable threat.
Yeah.
You could say it was, because he's in Terminator mode, literally just been told to do something, brainwashed, is he more of a threat or less of a threat? Because he can't think creatively at the same time. He's just bulldozing for everything.
Yeah. But I like how his whole thing, like, before this, is like, he did everything in shadow.
Yeah.
Like, no one knew about him for, like, 70 odd years, whatever it is.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, as soon as this happened, he's just killing people in broad daylight and stuff. It's like,
yeah.
We just don't care anymore, at this point.
Yeah, exactly. First of all, I mean, in the comics, that he was out too long before so he does his little missions, then he goes back, right? Yeah. I think in the movie, it's like by the time that he needs to eliminate Steve Rogers, it's taken too long because they got to track him down and blah blah blah.
Yeah. And
then eliminate him. It's just like, well, I can't put him back on my ice now. He's been out too long.
Yeah, because isn't the thing? Because I think even in the comics, wasn't the thing is the longer he's out, the harder it is to control him. So
I didn't know. I didn't know specifically it was that. I was just like, maybe they thought he could only be out so much between the thawing process.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. It worked that way. Like the longer he's out, if I remember correctly, I could probably wrong and confusing it with something else. But...
Yeah. Well, yeah, maybe we'll just mix it up with the comics. But I will say this, right? All the action sequences I really like. They added like more modernized fighting, mixed martial arts and stuff like that. There was sleeper holds, there was arm breaking, there was flip kicks. I know more flashier stuff as well, and sometimes stuff that like the Black Widow. Oh no, she didn't fly hazers. Not in this movie, did she? I think she probably did more practical stuff.
I think she did, but she jumped off of something to do it.
Yeah,
it was something cool anyway. Like her fight scenes in it are pretty cool in this as well.
Yeah. I like how basically Captain America's in the stealth suit.
Yeah.
Right, for most of the movie.
Yeah.
Then obviously once he finds that Shield's corrupt, he ditches it. But he's got nothing else to wear, so just wearing his normal clothing, right?
Yeah.
And then you have the payoff where he's wearing his the suit he stole from the Smithsonian.
Yeah.
Which is a display suit, is what we're saying, because it's not the Captain America First Avenger suit, because it's slightly different. So, and therefore it's not bulletproof. But it's just a
hence
symbol
why
to show.
he gets. Yeah.
Just
totally forgot about that.
Yeah. But it's just a symbol. Not want to say it's a symbol for show, but when it's like they built towards him having that suit back.
Yeah.
For I want to say, the symbol of America. The symbol of the USA or stuff like that, right? Yeah. This was like, okay. Like when we were saying in Iron Man, the president wore the Iron Patriot suit, and you're like, right. But Captain America, when the Captain America suit, that was a moment.
Yeah, that's a moment because
they built to it,
Yeah. Plus, everyone was kind of burnt by the suit he had in the Avengers.
Yeah.
Which looks good from in front, but then when you see the back, it's unfinished. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of an odd one because I think it fit too tight on Chris Evans.
Yeah.
And it didn't show his bulk, how big he was, right? Whereas this suit is looser and bigger.
Yeah.
And it shows that it makes him look more beefier. Now, as we you worn spandex before, right? And wrestling.
Yeah, and for gymnastics, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You know how that stuff just squashes your muscles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if you say you look impressive, it just squeezes your muscles in to make you. I don't necessarily looking more impressive, but maybe it was form fitting. However, visually, he needs to look bigger than that.
It just the first one just looked weird.
Yeah,
I say the first one, technically the second one, but it just looked weird. Like on paper, it looks cool, but then when you actually see it, like, ooh.
Yeah. So we're saying it's a cool moment that they ditched that suit and went to a different suit, right?
Much better. Even though the stealth suit was awesome as well, but story-wise,
well, some people like the suits. I like the latter suits. Like the Age of Ultron suit and the
I was about to say
Civil
that.
War suit. Yeah,
Yeah, I was about to say
I prefer that over this. Stealth suit looks cool, but it's not. I wouldn't say is it. I wouldn't look at that suit and go, yo, Captain America. You know?
Yeah, no, same. I wouldn't say that.
But it looks good.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of, you know, when he was in the comics, Steve Rogers, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Was it Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Whatever. You know when he came back?
And he got old.
Before he got old.
Oh, okay.
And
yeah.
he
Steve Rogers, Super Soldier, right?
Yeah. That's the same suit base he's wearing now.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I think Nick Fury Jr. had a sort of similar suit at some point, which made no sense to me. And so did the Human Torch, the android Human Torch had a similar thing. Whatever happened to that guy? Which
who was in as an Easter egg in Captain America: First Avenger?
Yeah,
and then they never came back to him.
You never know.
Yeah, dun, dun, dun. Exactly. yeah, but yeah. Maybe they're making a Vader's movie. I don't know. Maybe he'll fight Namor in the flashback during the World War II.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Before we move on to the next.
No. We still haven't. There's the elevator fight.
There's when the Winter Soldier first gets introduced, when he kills, quote unquote, kills Fury, and then Steve's chasing him across the.
I like as well is that they had him in a section and then they left him out for quite a bit of the movie before he made his next appearance.
Yeah,
it's like the looming threat was always there, and then Hydra / Shield are like, maybe we could deal with it. We try shenanigans, yeah. And then it's like, well, no. They took their time building to the Captain America / Winter Soldier fight, which was on the highway because they had encounters before and stuff like that. But it's like, and they kind of gave Winter Soldier the win, ish, at the end. I mean, you could say the entire movie they had skirmishes, right?
Yeah.
Only at the end did they actually have a fight.
An emotional fight as well.
Yeah. And that was where Captain America basically tapped out, as in, he just kind of stopped fighting.
Yeah.
I'm
not gonna fight you, Buck.
Even though at that point he's already broken Winter Soldier's arm.
Yeah.
Right? And he's going to put the thing in. Winter Soldier then shooting him up, right? And then it's like, well, neither of them really lost, but I would say the guy with the broken arm would probably, but then the other guy's knocked out and drowning.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a neat moment as well where they had Winter Soldier kind of regain his memories, but not really at the end, where and he rescued Captain America from the water.
Yeah.
It all built. It's like it all built really well for a character who lost his memory. They gave him enough backstory that we care for him enough to cheer for at the end. Where he's like, oh, his friend is saving him. You know? And they don't really have any interaction except for being opposition.
Yeah, it's an all round good movie. I love this film, and I like how it's not really a superhero movie at the same time.
I like how, especially, some of these films are high budget because they got high budgets, right?
Yeah.
This story could have been a low budget story.
Yeah.
When I say low budget, I mean literally. You could have done it for $10 million, right?
Yeah, you could have, yeah.
But they could have, and they got to not just done the helicarrier things as well, but they could have done it in a low key way. But because the story's so good, you still be engaged.
Yeah, because it's more like a spy thriller than a full blown action superhero movie.
Yeah, and I did like. Okay, first what I did like is. Yes, we might have known that as the comic fans, we might know that the Winter Soldier is Bucky, right? But the casual audience wouldn't. However, like I think we spoke about this before, but they hid the twist of Hydra invading Shield, and that was like, oh yes, nice one.
Because that literally caught me by surprise while watching the film. I was like, oh,
yeah. But then it starts making sense with some other stuff that makes sense.
It does.
Like now we relate to. Iron Man 2, where that guy was that senator was trying to get the Iron Man weapon, as he called it.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, exactly. So anything that doesn't make any sense for Shield to do, they could just say Hydra did it now.
Yeah, it's true, isn't it? Yeah, Hydra did it. Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah. So I think I already said this before, but when I was watching Captain America: Winter Soldier on in cinema,
yeah,
some lady behind me, not behind me, near behind me, but she's watching with her boyfriend, and then she's talking through the entire film. Oh, I thought he was Russian. She's talking about Winter Soldier and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
What's this? I don't get that, right?
Yeah.
But clearly she thought when Black Widow was talking to the council at the end,
yeah,
where it's saying, oh, you're not gonna arrest us, you need us, so kind of, you can say whatever you want, yeah. But if you punish us, you're gonna be the ones that are screwed in the end. So essentially, she kind of said that, right? And then she walked off like real cool, like yeah. And the girl was like, oh yeah, I would do that. That's what I would do. And then my friend was like, he after he steps in, he's like, bitch, you can't even keep your mouth shut in the cinema. How do you think you can be a superstar? He didn't say it to her, he was just saying to me. He was just saying, if I was their boyfriend and said that. And I was like, that's hilarious.
Oh, there was something else. That was one thing about this film.
Yeah.
That I was wondering how he was going to do it, and I was kind of glad they didn't do it. Actually, no, I'll leave it to if we ever actually review this film, I'll leave it to that, because it's not really a cool moment. It's just something I was like, oh, that's cool. They didn't use that to do it.
Would that be the... so I reckon the Winter Soldier storyline in the comics, they kind of replicate. They modified it enough where it's like not too predictable. I thought certain things were going to happen that didn't happen.
Yeah.
And I was like kind of glad they didn't, actually.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. I don't know if that's where you're going with it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Something to do with a bluish substance. If that.
Oh, no. I wasn't speaking of that.
Yeah, I was thinking of that. I was like, how are they going to...
Okay. No. We're speaking about different things, but we can wait till... Yeah. But generally, really, really, really good film.
I like
it's the unknown threat.
Yeah.
They didn't know who they were fighting until obviously it was Hydra, but they couldn't really put a face on it.
No.
It wasn't like a physical being you could beat up. You know, it's already invaded.
Yeah.
It's like a disease.
Oh, also the Rumlow and Sam Wilson fight in the building. Even though you didn't really see much of it, but
yeah.
that whole bit was pretty cool.
Yeah.
When he jumps out the window and Fury tries to catch him, and he goes, I was on the 44th floor. He goes, how am I meant to tell this high up? He has a point. Oh, yeah, man. It's a good film.
Yeah, there was... did you read about any of the other deleted scenes in this film? No. Did you read about any of the deleted scenes at all in this film?
No, didn't.
So, they were going to have... Like, everyone was like, where's Hawkeye?
Yeah.
Right? He was meant to be in this film. I think Jeremy Renner had scheduling conflicts. But there was meant to be a sequence.
Yeah.
Because that they send Hawkeye to deal with Captain America.
Yeah.
Captain America will, of course, beat him up.
Yeah.
Right? Hawkeye's like, yeah, but Cap, I'm throwing the fight for you because you got a tracker in your stealth suit. That's why they know where you are.
Oh.
That's why you get rid of the stealth suit.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna joke and pretend that Jeremy Renner didn't want to do the job. No, it don't work for me, brother.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, because he just suddenly does not have the stealth suit. But then I guess you could also say that's attached to a system that he's no longer part of, and he doesn't want to be part of it, so he'll ditch it.
Yeah, that makes sense. But that Hawkeye scene would have made much more sense.
Yeah. Oh, I did like it, by the way, where... I mean, it was funny, yeah? When the Winter Soldier appeared, when he jumped on the car.
Yeah.
And just ripped out the steering wheel. And then, like, car's just flopping all over the place. And then he just burst through and grabbed the sitwell and just throws him in front of the truck. Yeah, that bit was
awesome.
And then Winter Soldier's got some good kills where he like, where Captain America gives a rousing speech. And then Winter Soldier's like, well, I'm going to have to make my way to the third helicarrier, or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I'm just going to push kick some dude into a propeller.
Yeah.
I'm going to grab a grenade and just throw it in this guy's plane right here, you know, and I'm going to make my way over there, just like super cash.
That was, yeah, he's the best character. Like this whole, that's what I'm saying. This film's amazing. Like, also the weird reference to Doctor Strange 2 years before he even came out. Yeah. Although I don't think they even had plans of making a movie with him. There was what else?
Yeah, there's some very, very good stuff in this movie.
Yeah. Even how Sam Wilson's introduced is pretty cool.
Yeah. It is a bit random though.
Yeah.
And convenient that he's running around during the same time as Steve Rogers, but army people, you know, you could just say, you know, it is army people running. Yeah, they would be up at that. Yeah. They could possibly be up at that similar times, similar place, whatever, you know.
Yeah. Kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
And the bit with Zola, I like that as well.
Yeah.
Because I didn't expect him to come in this film. Like, oh, well, he's in this film.
Yeah, I like how they used the older technology of when so they could transfer his brain into the computer reels or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yet somehow they attach a USB whatever to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Modernized technology meshing with old technology, kind of. I guess you would. I mean, but if you had the guy like with a brain like mentally capable like that, right?
Yeah.
And you needed his brain, but his body's failing him.
Yeah.
And you wanted to feed him information. I don't see why you couldn't adapt technology to other technology.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm glad they didn't make him the arms older TV thing, because that would have been weird.
Yeah.
Even though it is kind of reference to that, it's not out of the realm. It's not silly.
Like, it works for this film as well, because say they did do the robot with a TV belly.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work in this film.
Yeah.
If they brought that version into like Civil War, by that time it made more sense, because that's more for like a superhero action-y film, whatever. But for this sort of setting, I don't think it would have worked.
Yeah, I will say also how they used Zola to fill in backstory.
Yeah.
But they didn't literally have him to fill in backstory of telling him, who's the Winter Soldier, why Shield is like how Hydra invaded Shield and what was going on, everything like that.
Yeah.
He was as part of that. He was stalling Captain America because they launched a missile into the base. So it's like, yep, he filmed the information, but it wasn't just like he was filling information for the sake of filling information. Yeah. He had the reason to do it. Even though for the audience, he was filling in the information.
Yeah. And also, this introduces Agent 13, who becomes irrelevant and then relevant again.
Yeah. I thought they were going to do more of her, but you know.
Yeah. But they could be now. So who knows?
We'll see exactly what's what with that. Okay. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yay.
I really enjoyed this film. Okay, here's the funny thing, right? And I think I know we kind of spoke about before.
Yeah.
But I like the trailer to this film as well, because it shows you a lot. It introduces everyone what's going on, what's going to happen with a bunch of characters you don't know. Yeah. So it's enough of a teaser, but never gives away what's going on in the story.
Yeah, unlike other trailers. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the first trailer, anyways. But this was a out there film that was actually really cool, and I didn't expect it to be as enjoyable.
Oh, same.
Oh no, okay, no. Yeah, it was more of those. It's a bit of wacky fun. And a lot of silliness, but it's like you're along for the ride. You know, it has the task of introducing characters that people do not know.
Yep.
Well, you know, a lot of people don't know, right?
Even comic fans don't know.
Yeah. A random cast of just people that are not even in the original group.
Yep.
And making you, and a talking tree that says "I'm Groot," right?
Yeah.
And making you care about all of them. Like, well done.
Well done. Yeah, well done.
Yeah. I mean, at least you have a cursory knowledge of Captain America, Iron Man, and the Hulk, right?
Yeah.
But who knows? This random dude called Star-Lord and this guy called Drax.
Yeah, and a talking raccoon.
Yeah, but what was good is also, when you think about it logically, is they could make whatever changes they wanted to the characters. Because no one, like, they're so lower tier.
Yeah, it's true.
And they did everything they needed to to make you want to see more of these people.
Yeah. Because, like, if they made this a more of a serious film, I don't think it would have worked.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why, like you're saying, because these guys are lower tiers, you can do what you want. You can make them like comedic sort of characters, and people be fine with it, which they were.
Yeah.
Because I knew who they were.
Yeah.
The Guardians of the Galaxy, but I couldn't tell a friend, oh yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy, blah blah, and they would have any idea who they are.
Yeah. I did like I enjoyed the soundtrack for this film as well, by the way.
Soundtrack's really good.
Yeah.
The opening scene's really good.
The what, sorry?
The opening scene is really good.
Yeah,
Star-Lord doing his thing.
And they set the tone for it as well.
Yeah. Because it's one of those films, if you didn't like that opening bit, then you ain't gonna like the rest of the film.
Yeah. I will say as well, I liked how the end, they had the final end sequence, which is like all the flying space and all that stuff. It built towards that.
Yeah.
The final finale finish was the dance off, and it's like, right?
Yeah, never saw that coming.
Yeah, it's a bit out there, but at the same time, it's just like, not everything's gonna, like, not everything's gonna be a final fight, right?
Yeah.
If you're so underpowered, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
how would it have worked anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought about that now. How like number 2, the ending works because of everything that happens, but this one, how would they would have fought Ronan? It would have made no sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I did like the final the Nova Corps like teaming up with the Ravagers to fight Ronan's. Like it was a good thing. Like okay, now some people would maybe dislike it, but I was a better Star Wars film than Force Awakens. In my mind, anyways.
I might have to slightly agree with you on that.
Slightly agree with me.
Yeah, because I've been enjoying.
There's better elements for a more entertaining film. I know there's obviously no lightsabers and none like that, but it's just like these characters, give the vibe a better Star Wars vibe than.
Yeah, but there's reasons why, because with Star Wars, they decided each film's gonna have a different director, which was stupid, and hence why it became dumb. But with this, I get what you mean. I really get what you mean.
And I like how Star-Lord's kind of inventive with what he does. Sometimes he's not really a fighter. He's kind of a sneaky guy. So it's a bit of a trickster because all the fights he does, right? He gets out of it. He scrambles to get out of there. He don't fight unless he kind of has to. He's a good pilot and all that stuff. Yeah, when he's got the advantage, you press it. But if it's not, he's like, well, laters. And I like that as a character.
Yeah, he's like he's strategic without actually knowing he's strategic.
Yeah, but he's different as well. As in, you've got your heroic characters and you've got your snarky characters and whatever. But you're like, well, I'm just gonna be a sneaky one.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Yeah.
I did like pretty much all of like Drax's scenes because for me Drax sold this film to me as well because the original character of Drax is like meant to be some like no nonsense sort of guy.
Well, wait. Are you talking about original Drax?
Oh, original Drax was basically Space Hulk, really, wasn't
it? Yeah. Which was kind of in the Infinity Gauntlet comic storyline.
Yeah.
They're all charging at Thanos, right? And Drax is there to charge at Thanos as well. And they all try to tackle him, except that Drax is tackling the Hulk for some reason because he's such an idiot.
Yeah. And
he's like, Hulk's like, get off me. We're meant to be going after him.
Because I like how they sort of wheeled that in and just made him like really... He's so serious, he's not serious.
Yeah.
Like, I've practiced the art of not moving. Of being invisible.
Oh yeah, but that's not in this film. But
was that the second one?
No, that's in Avengers.
Is it in Avengers?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's in the Avengers Infinity War.
Wait, you may be right.
Yeah. But I have to say, like, Batista's character did come off like, oh yeah, I want to kill Ronan and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, you're like, you're an idiot. Drawing them towards you, but when you learn why, it's just like, but I mean, yes, he killed your family and stuff like that, but
want to die. Yeah.
Yeah. You seem like you're saying you want to get your revenge, but you kind of seem like you want to have a death wish.
Yeah. I like that.
And he plays it well. Like he's conflicted because he's done it, and then Rocky's like, yeah, but you could have killed everyone else, you idiot.
Yeah.
That's why it's like when he's at the end saying this everyone's my friend, and he's just cuss Gamora, call her, you know. He's like, will you just shut up, you bunch of idiots.
You whore, you're my friend. Yeah. The prison scene was pretty cool. I like that bit as well.
The breakout, or do you mean the bit where he was where Star-Lord helps save Gamora, where he's like did a throat slashing thing, and Drax doesn't get it.
Yeah.
And then he does to the other guy. And says, "You don't get what this means, right?" And then the guy's like the little mopey stringy guy. He's like, yeah. But the Drax goes, no, I don't understand what you mean.
That bit as well. While I was about the escape, that was pretty cool. There's one bit near the end. Don't know. I'm dying back and forth when Groot kills a lot of people by like impaling them.
Yeah.
And then he just looks at them and smiles.
Yeah.
And I was thinking like, this guy's homicidal. Wow. This isn't cute. Like everyone's like, oh, that's cute. Like, no, he just murdered people and smiled.
Yeah.
That's worrying.
That's nuts, right
That's
there.
alarming. I don't want anything to do with that. But yeah, and he's deaf. That's a pretty sad but cool moment as well. R.I.P. Groot.
Yeah. So technically, would you say this is Groot Jr. that's currently existing now, or would you say he's Groot but like a clone?
I don't know. I would say it's like this. The whole Piccolo Jr. thing is technically his son.
Yeah. But Piccolo Jr. Piccolo Jr. has Lord Piccolo's memories. He's just in a different physical body. Whereas Groot, does he even have older Groot's memories?
I don't know. And we'll never know because he doesn't speak English.
Well, no. It's because we don't understand him. That's the difference.
That's true. Thor understands him, but
yeah. I really enjoyed this movie only because I didn't know what I was expecting in it. Other than what the trailer was showing me, which I tend to avoid.
Yeah.
It's a bit jokes.
Yeah, man. It paid off.
I will say this though. The trailer had a scene where Star-Lord is raising his middle finger. He's doing that thing where he's like winding up his middle finger to raise.
Yeah.
Right. And they block it out in the trailer with like obscene gesture.
Yeah.
obscene gesture in a minute with a exclamation mark on top of it. Right.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah. But in the movie they didn't do that. Yeah. And I was like, but it's cooler in the trailer where it's blocked because it's kind of funnier.
Yeah.
That you don't see it.
Like you saying that's true. It's like South Park. I like South Park. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But I find it more funny the edited version.
Yeah.
When they bleep out the swearing than when you have the swearing, because I don't know. It just to me it just seems more funnier. So the stuff like that when they kind of make
it's like you see it coming, but you want to stop it.
Yeah.
Right. And it's funny to try and stop it, even though everyone knows what's going on.
Yeah. So they should have kept that. Yeah. But yeah. Guardian Galaxy 2. I mean 2. Galaxy 1. Yeah, it's good. There's one last bit which I thought it's kind of funny, and it's kind of cool, but it pays off. It doesn't pay off in the end anyway.
Yeah.
Where, after they beat Ronan and stuff, they're in the Nova Corps station.
Yeah.
And I think someone goes to Drax. Oh, now that Ronan's dead, what are you gonna do now? Goes, he didn't kill my wife. It's basically said, I need to kill Thanos. It's like, oh, cool. That's gonna lead to something. And it never does.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, that payoff didn't happen.
No.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It is Avengers 2 next, right?
Yeah. Avengers.
Yeah, Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to say I enjoyed Avengers 1 more than I enjoyed Avengers 2.
I did as well until someone told me something about Avengers 2 and it blew my mind and it made me like even more.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
but,
should I say or...
Well, that's what I was going to say. It's not that I didn't like Avengers 2, by the way, yeah?
No,
it just it was like after Avengers 1, you're expecting a next level, but this is like a stopgap in the middle because at least you could say during the final fight of the Avengers where they fight Chitauri, you had flying Chitauri, you had ground Chitauri, and you had the flying big massive man beast one.
The flying aircraft things.
Yeah. Whereas this is just Ultron spam bots, and there's like and they're not even in variations.
Yeah.
And if you're talking about a spam army flying, they already did that in Avengers, but with more with more different types.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Go on, but you were saying?
Like, the reason why I like Avengers Age of Ultron now, because there's a lot of this that hints to everything in the future.
Yeah.
And when I saw it, I was like, oh, this film's even better now, because this is like world building, like years before it actually happens. Like the whole Thor seeing Ragnarok happening, and Tony Stark seeing himself die, all that stuff. I'm like, oh snap, this film's amazing.
Yeah. It does actually. It does have good moments. It's good funny moments as well. Where, the Avengers basically going to destroy the Hydra base, right? And they're like, they're even trying to fight them. It's like, people, please, right?
Yeah.
I gotta give you congratulations for even trying, or even want to try, or having the stubbornness or the supreme ego to even try, because these people thought of a massive alien invasion, right?
Yeah.
You guys are jabronis, and then they're like, yes. Baron von Struck is like, yes, we'll never surrender. And then he's like, I'm gonna surrender immediately.
Yeah. Like, not worth it.
Yeah, I see where it's going. I don't like as well how Quicksilver ran out there, he punched Captain America in the face. Captain America flipped over with the velocity of the punch. He landed back on his feet and goes, yo, there's an enhancer in the field.
Yeah.
It's like he took the punch and he's just like, something's going on.
Yeah. There's a mutant on the field.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know how the Avengers used what they're like, how the team up abilities now.
Yeah.
Where Thor and Captain America had the shield bash, hammer shield, whatever weapon, vibration attack.
Yeah, whatever it was. Yeah.
Yeah, and like basically showed all their skills necessary during the first battle, and then it's like, yep, okay, cool, nice.
I like the little banter they're having as well during all this. Like it's an everyday thing. Like Hawkeye's talking about changing his decoration in his kitchen or something like that. You know, it's like you guys are dying in a minute, but you're just happily talking about everyday things. I like that.
Yeah.
Death is cool. That opening scene is cool. There's a bit after this. The whole like party at the Avengers Tower. I like that whole bit.
I did like how basically War Machine. Jim Rhodes is telling them the story of what the War Machine, how War Machine rocks, right?
Yeah.
And Thor and Iron Man are like, Tony Stark are like, is that the end of the story? Is there not more?
Yeah, like, oh.
Right. And they're like, oh no, it's cool. Like, oh yeah, it was epic. Even though they're like expecting more.
Yeah.
But then when he retells the story later on to ordinary civilians, they're like, oh yeah.
And he's like,
yeah. So it's like, but it just showed. It's like even though it was mocking War Machine slightly. It was just to show though the people who are actually super and adventurers.
Yeah.
They kind of their world is different, and they are more awesome to normal humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that bit. And then the whole trying to pick up the hammer. That was cool.
Yeah.
Also, a glimpse to the future in this scene as well.
Yeah. Well, a teaser, right?
Yeah.
But I will say this, right? About that, I know that other people can't pick up. They're trying, right?
Yeah.
But in my mind, Steve could always pick it up because you either can move the hammer or you can't move the hammer, right? There's no, I can move it a little bit.
I don't know, like, I get what you mean, but I think for this version of it, it kind of makes sense to do it this way.
Yeah. No, I'm saying.
But I get what you mean.
He deliberately, he could have picked it up. He just deliberately chose not to.
Yeah.
First of all, and I say that because it doesn't make sense for him to try and pick up later on if he knows he can't. So it has to know he can.
Well, maybe at this point he didn't consider himself worthy.
Yeah, but that's different from being whether the hammer the enchantment considers you worthy.
Well,
so I will say this, whether we debate that or not.
Yeah.
So how Thor sells it.
Yeah, he's like, And then when he noticed that he doesn't pick up, I was like, phew, yeah, that was close.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that bit. I like how Iron Man and War Machine both get their gloves and try to pull it up. I was like, you guys are silly. And wait, was Sam Wilson in this bit?
No, he wasn't there. He was at the scene, but he wasn't during them picking up the hammer.
Yeah, because he comes and says that bit about Winter Soldier, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Which I like that little bit. I was like, that's a little cool nod to see him in this, and then it plays into the bit later. Yeah. So, and I did like how the Avengers got how they teamed up together. Yeah.
Like how, in a way, how they convinced Pedro and Wanda to team up with them because Ultron's like, I'm just gonna wipe him. By the way, I was wanting to help you fight the Avengers, but you know what? At the same time, the world is better without humans.
Yeah. Although he has a point, strangely. I do like the bit when they're in South Africa, and Ultron meets Claw, and he's basically telling Claw his plan, and he gets like too emotional and rips off Claw's arm without even noticing. He's like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean that.
Yeah.
That's messed up. Wow.
I enjoyed that. How he's just like, don't say that. Don't call me that.
Yeah.
Boom. Oh, sorry, man. Even though he isn't sorry.
No.
I'll have to say it's kind of weird for that Ultron's lips move. Or they probably had a jaw that opens and closes, but not literally metallic lips that kind of move. That's a bit weird.
At first, it kind of annoyed me, and like halfway through the film, I kind of forgot. But then there's moments where you remember again, like, he's got lips. That's weird. Yeah. But I like his design besides that bit.
Yeah, and that he beefed up his designs as well.
Yeah.
The one time where like when they was in the cage, right?
Yeah.
And then he goes, he like, and you think he's like, then Ultron gets torn apart, and you're like, oh, did the Avengers? Did someone rescue her? No, Ultron tears himself apart, which is like a bit weird.
Yeah.
Because he looks exactly the same.
Yeah, but
except
bigger.
Slightly bigger. If he was more bigger or leaner or like a different design, then you would have thought, okay, he enhanced himself, but it kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah, it just got bigger. Oh, okay. Yeah. You're a size 12 now instead of a size 10. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The whole that chase bit in Korea is pretty cool as well. When they're trying to get the Infinity Stone, which they don't know is an Infinity Stone at this point, right?
Yeah. When Captain America had to fight Ultron on the truck and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was.
And he was getting beat up, which was like, if you outmatch him, outmatch, but that's good.
Yeah.
Cool stuff. It was pretty cool. And then in the way that he's like, look what he just basically drove the train into a whole bunch of people one day. So look at this guy.
Yeah.
Look what he's doing. Do you think he cares about you guys?
So you guys are afterthoughts. Yeah. And then just Quicksilver does his somewhat impressive super speed stuff.
Yeah.
He's not as cool as the X-Men version, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Not Wanda. Scarlet Witch getting her. Not Scarlet Witch. Bloody hell. Black Widow with her Widow cycle. That whole motorbike bit was pretty cool as well.
Yeah, it's a nice sequence. I mean, there are really cool bits in this movie.
Yeah.
like how when Hawkeye's got his farm, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, Hawkeye's wife is an agent, and then the little kids come in. Oh, they're smaller agents, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. His banner is hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this also in this film plants the seeds between Steve and Cap not liking each other, which is pretty cool as well. You find out Fury's not dead, even though we knew Fury wasn't dead.
Yep. Yeah. I will say as well, what's kind of funny is when like Captain America and Tony Stark are chopping the tree part for for firewood, whatever. They're not chopping it for themselves. They're not even going to be there that long.
No.
And then Tony says something to Steve, and Steve just grabs the tree trunk, just tears it apart.
Yeah, you're like, ooh.
Yeah.
Wowzers.
yeah. And then Tony's like, I think he has to walk off to the sheds because they ask him to fix the truck, and then he's like, don't steal from my pile. But you see Steve's pile's just massive.
Yeah. Tony's still like just about 2 or 3. Oh. Then this is where Thor goes off and does his vision quest, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That whole, like, again, I kind of explained before, that whole sequence is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But they cut bits out of that, didn't they?
Well, I think maybe they streamlined some bits.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I know they cut some bits, and originally he was meant to see the 3 witches. You know, there's a blind, deaf, and another witch, and they tell Thor about all this stuff, and then he sees all that vision and stuff, but they took out because they said it didn't make no sense. I was like, okay. In a comic book film where you got gods and mutant beings, not mutant beings, but like hulked out monsters, and witches won't make any sense. Okay, sure, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty cool. Then what happens after that? Oh, Vision.
Yeah.
His whole origin was okay, even though I don't like Vision as a character in general.
Yeah.
But...
And I will argue this, right? Vision is not worthy of Thor's hammer, even though he can lift it because he's a machine. You did not see him use the powers of Thor at all.
No. That's another joke bit when they talk about. So if the hammer's an elevator and the elevator goes up, does that mean the elevator's worthy? I was like, it's true because they're both machines. Yeah. That was cool.
And then the people were joking about the unworthy elevator is going to go and fight the Avengers.
And then we had the whole Sokovia bit. Yeah. I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool. Oh wait, we didn't talk about we'll briefly quickly say Hulk and Iron Man's fight in South Africa. That was
it's quite event. I like the Hulkbuster armor.
Yeah,
I like that as well. Bruce Banner create it because it only made sense that he would know how to best try to fight the Hulk. Yeah. I did like how there were contingency parts for it where it was going to get beat up and they need to replace the parts. It wasn't like he just beat him straight up. Yeah, it was like, well, I had to re-heal.
Yeah, literally. That was cool. That whole fight was amazing. Yeah.
Who would have thought you would see a Hulkbuster armor? Because let's say, how many comics appearances did it actually make? Right?
Yeah, not many.
But in live action, you're gonna see a Hulkbuster armor.
Yeah, and because I didn't watch the trailers like you, when I saw it, I was like, oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
And how Tony Stark basically bought the building before he threw the Hulk into it, which is like, that's kind of neat. He's looking out for the little man.
Yeah.
The people that he's gonna make. If he didn't buy the building, right, he would have just destroyed some other people's businesses. He'd rather take the hit himself.
Yeah, because he can afford to take that hit.
Yeah, exactly. So that was cool stuff. And like as well, they were using the whole city to fight each other. Yeah. Kind of.
Oh yeah. And then like he done that rapid machine gun punch, like stop hitting yourself. I was like,
yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Like we said, the fight on Sokovia when they're in basically the air, that was pretty cool as well.
And the slow-mo 360 when they were protecting the generator, whatever it is.
Yeah. And they do all get their signature superhero.
Except Wonder,
pose.
who she's doing something, and the Vision just comes in there and takes the glory.
Yeah. He's a
She
douche.
looks at him. First of all, she looks at him like, who's this mystery man that just kind of saved my life, but not really. But we look at it like, you hot tag yourself in.
Yeah. Egotistical maniac. Yeah.
No, man, that's the joke. So I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then War Machine turns up and helps. I thought that was cool because I thought.
And then he also gets the glory hugging Vision also does the same to him.
Yep. And this is when people's like, Vision is a terrible person.
And then when they think they've killed all the Ultrons, Vision finds the final one. Is like, well, I'm gonna label it him.
Yeah.
I am the. He's like this afterwards. I am the game. That's what he's basically doing.
Yeah, pretty much. He had to take the finish. You know, make himself look strong.
Yeah. Oh dear.
I hate him so much. I hate him so much.
But I also liked at the end as well. The after credits of this one, where it's like Thanos is like, "Yo, I'm gonna have to deal with this myself because not everyone's a jabroni."
Yeah, and then doesn't.
Even though it took him like 3 years.
More than that, innit?
Just sit down on his chair and go, yeah, I've lost about 2 or 3 gems now, but I'm just gonna sit down and yeah.
It's alright.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? It's time to get up now. It's time to get up.
Yeah, it's like, might as well try something, you know.
Yeah. I mean, why not just try? Yeah, I mean, I told people, but they didn't listen to me.
Yeah,
that's what they get. Yeah.
I might as well put on the glove now. And
get up off my old man chair, just kind of like limp over, like with my broken bones to the thingamajig and do it myself. Yeah. Shout in the sky and raise my stick at them as well.
Yep. Stupid young kids.
Yeah. In my generation, in my time, back in my day.
Yeah, little douche. I liked Quicksilver's death. Might sound bad.
It made sense. It made sense for like he was too much of a powerful character. The way they did it, right? Yeah. And what they said was they had to kind of get rid of him because super speed you can only do so much with, as in to get him out the fight, and he could resolve everything by himself.
Yeah.
And this Quicksilver's not shown to be faster than bullets, anyways.
No.
Well, not that he could dodge 100 bullets anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe one you can get out of the way, but he can't exactly. If 1,000 are coming at him or whatever, he can't maneuver his way through all of them.
Yeah, he's not like the X-Men Quicksilver.
Yeah,
speed-wise. Yeah, you're like, oh, he's fast, but he's not super fast.
I like how they did it though, where it's like the white streak.
Yeah. And I like how they kind of hinted to him dying anyway as well. Like, when he got shot in the police station, he's like, "Come on, man."
Yeah, I also like how. So, when he joins the second fight, where he basically runs off and punches Captain America in the face again for no reason.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you see Thor's hammer flying. I think because Thor's throwing it. Who or what I can't remember, right? Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna grab this," and then basically just pulls him into the. Because he can't control it. Yeah. Because he don't know about the enchantment or whatever. Just yanks, it just goes forward and he just smashes into a bunch of boxes of or the armory or stuff like that. And then Captain America punches him, shield bashes him. That's what you get, boy. Even though that's the way you said.
But that's what he was thinking.
Like, yeah. Taking cheap shots. Yeah. It's a cool, like, it's a nice, cool film that I would watch again. It's just like when you're watching, you're like, it's Ultron. You could have made different style of bots. You just kind of didn't. I do have to say it's kind of funny how, as well, at the end where it's Ultron Prime, we'll call him, right? But the proper Ultron, and then they're like doing this beam spam attack on him. Yeah, and he's like, well, in hindsight, and then Hulk just punched him into the sky. Yeah. And then Hulk yells at all the all the other Ultrons and they'd run away, even though they have no concept of what being scared is like because they're robots. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, that's jokes. In hindsight, I did like Ultron the bad guy. I did like him. I like the take they took with him as well.
Yeah. It was just like Tony Stark to another level.
Yeah.
All the more negative aspects. Well, I want to say the more negative aspects, but the more loose cannon aspects.
Yeah.
And I did like how they had Jarvis be the barrier that was fighting him back across the internet as well.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they're like, well, that's what we need to get a buddy for Jarvis to put him in the vision. It made sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Made sense. Oh, that means Scarlet Witch fell in love with Jarvis. Ew. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, no, I mean... Well, no, technically it's even worse, right? Because Jarvis was just born that day.
Yeah. If you go that way, that's even worse.
Yeah. But they had a cool little skirmish as well that when they were trying to create the vision ish, and Captain America's like, you guys got to stop that, right? And then Tony and Steve were having their little shield bash thingamajig.
Yeah.
And it's like, but it does set up Civil War that is coming next.
Yeah.
So it was like, and they always had conflicting ideologies and personalities as well. They just got along because they had the same goals.
Yeah.
And they were very cordial. Like, they're pleasant to each other and stuff like that. It's not as if they hate each other and stuff like that. It's just like, you can see like, if they were on different sides, you see why. If they're on the same side, you also see why.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Bless him.
Yeah. So on to Iron Man, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, Ant-Man.
Same thing.
Yeah.
They're both men.
Yeah. Which was kind of a bit like, oh, what's this doing at the tail end of phase 2? But not whatever. But it's just like, okay.
Yeah, it kind of made sense though.
Yeah, I'm glad they used Scott Lang rather than Hank Pym. I know because his wife beat or whatever like that. Because they exaggerate all that section of him in the Ultimates, and he hit his wife one time, right? I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying, but that's the reputation he got stuck with because of it, right?
Yeah.
So last thing you want to do is go on the internet, search out Hank Pym, and you see him just going bats to Janet.
Yeah. So annoying.
Yeah, but it's cool that they used a guy who is more of a sly character.
Yeah.
Because he's more entertaining.
Yeah. Rather than Hank Pym's not that entertaining. Even in the comics, I find him quite.
He's more of a
boring.
stiffer character.
Yeah.
Not a fun guy, right?
No.
But you do kind of need, and I think Paul Rudd was well cast in it.
Yeah, he was.
But as a guy who didn't know what was creating the situation, it didn't become an origin story of how he built it. It's just like, well, I basically stole it and then wore it.
Yeah.
And then I become it.
And then I get filled in the backstory while doing this. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I did like how he used his thief knowledge to break into the Hank Pym safe or whatever it was. Yeah.
I like it was pretty cool that it was Hank Pym who orchestrated all that. So
yeah.
To get Scott, that was pretty cool.
And what's his name? What's this dude? What's his friend?
Manny?
No, the other one. The guy who tells the stories.
Yeah, Manny. That's his name.
Oh, is that his name?
Yeah.
How he tells the story in his I don't want to say it was jive talk, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, in his way of talking.
And then everyone else in that story speaks that way as well.
Yeah.
Well, because at the very end where you have the Asian-looking Oriental girl, you know that she don't speak like that, right?
Yeah.
But her lip movements are exactly what he's saying.
Oh, it's Louis. It's Louise.
Yeah,
That's the name, sorry, not Manny. Oh.
Yeah, you just went racially Mexican for no reason,
no,
right?
because I think that guy in another film, his name's Manny. That's why I just assumed that is.
Yeah.
But yeah, he made the film. All his parts are pretty cool.
Yeah. He's a really cool character.
Yeah.
I did like how it was really funny, even though we're jumping around, right?
Yeah.
How Ant-Man is fighting Yellow Jacket.
Yeah.
On a train set.
Oh yeah.
And then Thomas the Tank Engine's coming at him, looking super ominous.
Yeah.
And then when they zoom out, it's just little, the train, the train set just, he's like, ah, and then the train set just drops over.
Yeah, because he's heavier than the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was funny.
Jokes.
Yeah, I really like Ant-Man.
Yeah, it was fun, but it was like one of those where, like the first Iron Man, I'd say it's like it's more fun because of the people in it, but it's like a standard story.
Yeah, yeah.
My mind. Yeah.
It's like like you said, it's like a good stopgap to have between this and then Phase 3. Yeah. Oh man.
I did like Falcon's appearance here.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Ant-Man, Scott Lang beaten by not even strategy, but just partially dumb luck, but partially because Falcon is relying on his technology to fly.
Yeah.
And Ant-Man just was like, well, I can't fight him, so I'm just going to disable him and run.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. Don't tell anyone about this.
Exactly. Like, it's really important to me. Cap does not find out about it.
Tic Tac. Yeah. I thought David Cross as a villain was pretty good. Same David Cross? Darren Cross, yeah. I like him as a villain.
He came across as a very slimy guy.
Yeah. And I liked throughout the film, you kind of see that he's getting the serum's getting more to him and he's getting more crazy.
Yeah,
I like that as well.
Yeah, because he starts off like, you know what? He starts off like likable, but you can tell that he's pretending to be likable.
Yeah.
And then later on, he just gets more and more dislikable because he's like slowly unraveling his true self.
Yeah.
But he's like, you know what? It was always kind of there, and you're even worse for pretending that it was never there.
Yeah. He's a douche.
Yeah.
I did like the training montage as well when he was trying to like learn to run towards the door and shrink and come out the other side through the keyhole.
Yeah.
That was
the training sequence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And quite inventive use of ants-ish, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anthony. Yeah.
And the shrinking abilities, and the shrink, the disc. No, that's not in this movie, is it?
Yeah, he uses disc in these movies as well.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
Wait, does he? Yeah, he does. I was thinking about that. Like, does he? Yeah, he does.
Yeah, because he throws that in the ant, and the ant blows up, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Not blows up, but it enlarges.
Yeah, because that's how he enlarges the Thomas Tank Engine as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good film.
Yeah, and I did like how the little girl,
the
daughter,
Cassie,
was like, she really liked really ugly looking things.
Yeah.
It was kind of cute. It was like it was like really three-eyed doll or something crazy, like
that, like ravenous, bunny rabbit that looked like it was.
She goes, "Ew, I love it." And I'm like, that's nice, that's nice. But then it plays into why she would befriend a big giant ant as well later on.
Yeah, because if they didn't get established in that scene, it'd be really weird later. Everyone's like, who would be cool with this? This is weird.
Yeah. Whatever. I have to say there was some blatant bit of advertising here where I forgot his name. The dude from The Wire and from Creed. Avon Barksdale, but that's not that's his name from The Wire. The cop, right?
Yeah.
He's drinking his Yakult, and then he just like. He's just. I think Ant-Man has to get when he shrinks and gets out of the jail or something. He just walk past the Yakult bottle for some reason. Like, first of all, dude, you shouldn't have thrown that. Shouldn't you throw that in the bin?
Yeah. And there's also the Cinnabon bit. Was it Cinnabon where he works and he gets fired?
Yeah.
When he finds. Yeah, that's another blatant like.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's just in this. It's just so shameless that I think it's funny.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I'm sure, whatever, they got funding, however you want to call it, right?
Yeah.
But it's just like, I don't know if they decided, if this is going to be the way it's going to be, we'll just be so shameless about it that people laugh at us.
Yeah, that's why I found it. I was like, that's quite funny because it's so obvious. It's funny.
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah. And how he got the suit the first time around, right?
Yeah.
He got it on. He tried it for some reason, as you would do, because if it's the thing you stole, you're like, and it's the suit. Somehow magically fits as well, but we're going to allow that, right?
Yeah.
And then he goes on that, like, he shrinks down and goes on that little adventure where he doesn't know what the hell's going on. And then he's like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to return this suit. And that's when he gets arrested.
Yeah. And that's saying something. He stole something. It creeped him out so much he's going to give it back.
Wait, how can I go to the cops and say, no. You see, I already took it and I was returning it. Without getting yourself arrested for stealing it in the first place.
It's such a... Like, until number 2 came out, this was my, like, film to throw in the background when doing stuff. Because, like, you don't have to pay attention to it that much after you've seen it, of course. But little fun bits will let you, like, I like that bit. Like...
Yeah. Number 2 adds to this a bit more.
Yeah.
Than what it was, like, on the surface.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Ant-Man.
Yeah. But would you say, as a tail off to Phase 2, it's a bit weird by itself, right? Would you say Avengers 2 should have been the end of Phase 2?
Yeah, I think it.
But then this would have started Phase 3, and it would have made more sense for this to start Phase 3. Actually,
I don't know, because then you'd have Ant-Man 1 and 2 in the same phase.
Oh, it's true.
Yeah, so I guess that's why they kind of cornered it off. I guess because they didn't want to do like Iron Man, and you got Iron Man 1 and 2 in the same phase, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, but like, so would you say? Phase 1 had... Okay, we'll go through the phases by phases, but would you say Phase 2 had... Would you say there are more movies that you'd watch again from Phase 1 or Phase 2 at the moment, as a comparison?
At the moment, I'd probably say Phase 2, because
Captain America is the best one, and Winter Soldier is the best one. We watch that one again and again, right?
Yeah, I'll even watch that. If I could, I'll probably watch that now. But, yeah. That's what makes it
purely
win.
Okay, so... I mean, Phase 1, right? Mm-hmm. I would say I mean, they were watchable again and again, but I'd definitely watch Avengers again. Whereas here in Phase 2, I'd watch. I'd probably watch Iron Man 3 again, Thor again, definitely Captain America, Guardians of the Galaxy, yeah. I'd watch them. When I say, you put them on, you might be doing stuff, but you definitely put them on for stuff that you do,
Yeah.
Not just say, it's background noise, but you'll do something, but then there's certain scenes where you're like, I'm going to sit down, stop what I'm doing and watch that scene.
Yeah.
And then go back to what I'm doing.
Yeah. Whereas
I think there's less of those in Phase 1 unless you're going to sit down and watch the whole of Avengers.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
But then we'll do a Phase comparison to Phase 3 afterwards.
Yeah, Phase 3 has got like 18 films in it, but yeah.
Maybe we'll split that in two. Yeah. So that's us. What, signing off? You would say?
Yeah. Phase 2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. So
actually, no, there's no point. I was gonna say before we end, what was your favorite film in Phase 2? It's Captain America. So
it'd be between Captain America and Guardians of the Galaxy. Only because though, one's got a really strong story, but the other one's really fun. Yeah. And it has a really good, it builds characters out of nowhere, without the benefit of a background, the setup. But you still care about these boys in the end. You're like that group. They got together. They got through their, and it dips up and down. There's a comedy action, whereas Captain America is a straight thriller. Yeah. So it's between those two. I would say, but they're different things to compare. Yeah. Because they both have different strengths. I want to say different weaknesses as well, but it's odd to compare things that are kind of they're the same genre kind of ish and from the same company, but they're kind of really different as well. Yeah.
It's true, yeah. That's what I like about all these sort of films. Most of them have their own little genre to them, if that makes sense. Yeah. Well, until you get to phase 3, a lot of them are kind of the same, but in a good way. Yeah.
Yeah. I am what the Star Prince.
It's Star-Lord. Yeah.
See you, Sean.
And I am the crew. Wait. I am the man that lost to Tic Tac, Kyle Charles.
Okay, right.
I was trying to look for an Ant-Man one. I was like, that's the closest I'm probably going to get, if I'm honest.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
And
nice.
yes, thank you all for listening to us talk about our favourite moments in the MCU Phase 2. What's your favourite moments in the MCU Phase 2?
Yeah.
Let us know if you agree with me that Captain America Winter Soldier is the best film ever. Just let us know. Well, in the MCU anyway, it's the best film. Well,
it's definitely it's definitely in the top tier.
Yeah. It'd be like number 3 because I don't include the Avenger films because they're like huge events. I don't.
Yeah, it's true. It is true. It's true. It's harder to come. It's harder to. Yeah. I will say that.
And who are your favorite characters in Phase 2? Let us know. You could do that by hitting us up on Twitter, Instagram, send us an email. Also, don't forget to like and share this with friends and give us a rating on the podcast apps that you listen to this on, because it will help us get our name out there. So yes, and until next time, guys, we'll see you then, and thank you for taking a trip with us around the multiverse. Bye.
Here's the deal. Just give me the facts.
Just the facts. Only the facts.
Breathe. Focus. Keep it simple.
No doubt. Okay, so I'm at this art museum with my cousin Ignacio, right? And there was this like abstract expressionism exhibit. But you know me, I'm more like a neo-cubist kind of guy, right? But there was this one Rothko that was sublime, bro. Oh my God.
Luis.
Okay, sorry. I just, you know what? I just get excited and stuff. But anyway, and Ignacio tells me, yo, I met this crazy fine writer chick at the spot last night. Like, fine, like crazy stupid fine. And he goes up to the bartender and goes, look at the girl I'm with. You know what I'm saying? She's crazy stupid fine, right? And the bartender's all like, yeah, crazy stupid fine. So this writer chick tells Ignacio, yo, I'm like a boss in the world of guerrilla journalism, and I got mad connects with the peeps behind the curtains, you know what I'm saying? Ignacio's like, for real? And she's like, yeah. You know what? I can't tell you who my contact is because he works with the Avengers. Oh, no. Yeah, and this dude sounds like a badass, man. Like, he comes up to him and says, yo, I'm looking for this dude who's new on the scene, who's, like, flashing this fresh tack, who's got, like, bomb moves, right? Who you got? She's like, well, we got everything nowadays. We got a guy who jumps. We got a guy who swings. We got a guy who crawls up the walls. You gotta be more specific. And he's like, I'm looking for a guy that shrinks. And I'm like, damn, I got all nervous because I keep mad secrets for you, bro. So I asked Ignacio, did the badass tell the stupefied writer chick to tell me, because I'm tight with that man, that he's looking for him?
And? What'd he say?
He said yes.